Hello everyone from the Faculty of Law. You are most welcome. So we are going to learn how we can be able to access the online resources of our institution here at Ndejje University. So the moment you go into your browser, you type in Ndejje University, and then which will take you to the homepage of the university. And from here, you go to library and you click on eResources, which will take you to a list of different databases which we access as an institution. A number of them listed here. And you move also to page 2, we have more there. So when you are here, we have different databases which you can have access to. However, we've simplified it for you and we've come up with the reference guide as far as your faculty is concerned. And among them, we have the subscribed ebooks and the subscribed e-journal materials. And we have Oxford University Press, which has a number of materials, and then also EBSCO for books. And then for articles, we have Gori, we have the Grutas Journal Collection, we have the Uganda Legal Information Institute, and then also the Wiley Online Library. More databases in future will be added, but the moment you can be able to access this one as far as your access to online resources is concerned. To start with, we can start with the Oxford University Scholarship or Oxford University Press. So Oxford University Press, you'll be able to download both articles and books or book chapters. You'll be able to access them from here. So you can search, you can go to the search and type in type in your request. Or for example, if I'm looking at well, before you search, you can even go to the subjects and browse. This is what we have. We have arbitrations, civil laws, company and commercial laws, cooperative laws, competition laws, constitutional and administrative law, construction, contract law, criminal law, employment and labor law, environment and energy law, so family law, financial law, and so many others, policing, human rights and immigration, trust laws, tort laws, and so on, jurisprudence, philosophy of law, and so on. So you can be able to get to know what exactly is covered within this area. So if, for example, I can browse under contract law, I can also browse under criminal law. If I need access maybe to constitutional and administrative law, I can still browse, and then you'll be able to find there a number of different items. So if you need books under so if you need, for example, books, you'll be able to get a number of books depending on your interest here. So the moment I click on books, I'll be in position to only get books here. However, we also have to select only content which we have access to. So availability, so that we can be given only what we have access to. Then also, if you don't browse, you may decide to search. Okay, so this is contract law. We have 58 items on contract law. So for example, insurance and law of obligation, if this is what my interest is, if I'm looking at essays on contract, I can open this in another new tab, or I can also read the abstract and find out. If I open it in another new tab, it will display for me most of the information about that particular book. Okay, so contract, promises and law of obligation, hominies and theory of contract, the liberal theory of contract, a statutory contract, expectations, damages, and economic analysis contract. So these are the different chapters. Now, what happens to Oxford University Scholarship, you'll have to download chapter by chapter. You will not be in position to download the full book once. So when you go by chapter, and before you download the PDF is there. And then the table of content is listed again here within your chapter. You don't need to go back. The keywords are also indicated. The subjects are also indicated. And then there is what we call the dictionary object identifier. This is a unique number, which is very important. Each material is given a unique number. Now, this one being a book, It has a general number, but even every chapter has its unique number. So you can be in position to share this book on different social media platforms, or you can be able to share by email. You can be able to cite, you can be able to split and view this material in different splits. So if you need a PDF, you click on PDF and then it will load and you'll be able to download a PDF of this particular material. So this particular chapter, which talks about the modern rule of contract law, it is downloaded here and I'm able to access it. Okay, so you can see I'm able to access this full chapter. So since it's still online, then I can go to the drop down for download, the download icon, then I'll download it and save it on my computer. The same can be applicable even using your own phone or a mobile device. So that's how you can be able to access Oxford University scholarship. Another database we looked at is EBSCOhost. So you can be able to go to EBSCOhost. However much EBSCOhost, we've listed it under ebooks, but you can also be able to access journal articles within EBSCOhost. For example, if I'm looking at fundamentals of criminal law, if that is my interest, I'll come to the search here and type in fundamentals. Okay. And that is my interest. Now, there is a book, there is an article on what is fundamentals in criminal law, and then these are articles. If you need books, then you come to the source type and select ebooks. So they have 28 books on fundamentals of criminal law, depending on my subject search. So that is what they have. EU criminal law after Lisbon, and then a philosophy of criminal attempts. So this is what they have on criminal law, but they are very rich when it goes to a number of articles. You'll be able to get a number of articles from EBSCO, which are talking about criminal law. And if you need to access, you just click on the access options and the PDF, and then you'll be able to download the article for yourself. Then it's online now. They will show you more content related to that, and then you just click on download and then you'll get it as a PDF offline. However, when you are still on the same page, you can be able to share. If you need to share the article, you can share in your Google Drive. You can create a link, which link you can copy on the clipboard and then share it with your colleagues. You can also pick the citation. By default, it indicates APA. It's limited. It has different citation styles, but your lecturers can guide you on which citation style to use. But that's how you can be able to also to access EBSCO when it comes to journal articles. However, when it comes to books, for example, let me look at on criminal law. Let me remove fundamentals and see what results I can be able to get. Cool. So when I'm just looking at criminal law, you can see I have 58,000 results, and most of these are books. So I can be able to give a timeline of 5 years, of 10 years, but not 12 months, because remember, these are books. So the first book is looking at criminal law, past, present, and future perspective. I think this would be a very good book. It's a publication of 2019. So the moment I click on the book, it takes me to a page where the book is located with its details, and then on the left hand side of the page you can see there are different chapters. The book has only 3 big chapters, and within the chapter you can see there's a drop down of different sections. If you need on a specific section, you can just download a specific section as a PDF if you don't need a full chapter. But if I'm one who is interested in a full book, I'll go to download icon in the right hand side corner of the page and select full book. And now this book is for borrowing. It has, we are given 84 days, and your semester, the 84 days are captured within at least 2.5 months. So you'll be able to download a book which you can be able to use for 2.5 months, and then when it expires, you go back online and download it. Now, if I need a book for maybe 10 days, I'll select the 10 days. However, you are required to have Adobe Digital Editions. So this is a software which you can be able to install on your laptop. If you have a Mac computer, you use Macintosh. If you have Windows, you install the Windows. If you have any challenge, you can visit Digits and direct them which software you need to install. They'll install it for you. Then we have the apps. If you're using a phone or tablet, if it's an Apple, you can go to App Store. If you're using Android, you can go to your Google Play Store, and then you'll be able to install Adobe Digital Editions. It will also require to have an Adobe ID. So when that option pops in, you select it and then you create an Adobe ID, which is also very important for you to access this book. Now, if you don't have it, if the box is not ticked and you don't have it, definitely the download button will be by default, it will not be working, not active. So the moment I click on it, it's active. Now being positioned to click on download, and then they indicate there that I'm going to access this book for 1 week and 2 days and 23 hours, 59 minutes. Already they've started counting. So the moment I click on the icon for download, it is downloading the book. The book is there. It's going to be added on the other books which I have, and their days are also counting. So you'll be able to access this book when you are offline, and then after those number of days you requested for or you borrowed it for, they will expire, and then it will freeze. You will not be able to open it. You'll need to go back online and download it. On the left-hand page of the book, we have the table of content. And we've seen online that the chapters, they have different sections within. So if I'm looking for a specific part, the moment I click on it, for example, I'm looking at 2 types of notation of crime, that's where they will take me. If I'm looking at what means intangible component of crime, they will take me there. And then if your site, you need to increase, you'll go to the right-hand side of the page, there is change page view, and you select maybe up to size. If it's not enough, then you can zoom it to the size of your interest. If I go to chapter 2, it also has different parts. It has factors that make creation of European Union criminal law. Maybe that one is not important for you, may leave it. Then the approximation of national criminal law systems under the influence. You can be able to, the moment you click on it, it will take you to where you can be able to access that. Then if you need to look at the biographical sketches, you'll be able to find them. If you go back to the first page where you have the restorative legal facts, ways to open criminal law system to introduce the restoration, you can be able to click there, and then you'll be able to access the book. So this book will expire after the 10 days because I requested for 10 days. And now I'm remaining with only 9 days as far as this book is concerned. And then it will just freeze whether you are online or offline, but now I'm able to access it when I'm offline. So that's how you can be able to access books under still EBSCO host. Then we have the journals. The journals, for example, when you go to GOLI, which is supported by the UN agency. So GOLI has a number of legal materials which have been put there by the International Court of Justice, and then also the International Criminal Court, and then other international agencies in the law. So the moment you come here, you can be able to search for whatever your interest is. For example, I can search for contract. Let me say contract law. If it's too general, but if that is my search, it will take me, and then I'll be able to view a number of materials on contract law. We have 54,183 results on contract law. Some books are online, some of them you can get them as PDFs, but you can see that you'll be able to access. And then when you go to the left-hand side of the page, there is what we call filtering. You can filter if you need book chapters, if you need only books, if you need book reviews, then the publication date, you can customize the dates. Then if you need only law under disciplines to display only law, for example, if I select law, and that is where my interest is, so the numbers have reduced to 32,000 results from 50,000 results plus. Then if I go by subject, still by subject, I'm looking at only law. Discipline was low, but even subject is low, so the number has reduced to 12,000 results. So this is what I have access to now. And then I can decide that if I need, for example, there's an article here, labor contract law and inverters mobility evidence from China. So if this is my interest, this was published in March 2024, and volume 34 of the journal where it is extracted from. Then I'll just click on the PDF, and then I'll be able to get that specific material. If I need to read it online, then I'll also be able to read it online. Then they will indicate that there are other contract laws. If you're looking at contract law, questions and answers, contract law, considerations, contract law, beta oath, postal rules, and so on. So you can be able, if you want to change your search, then you can be able to check through what they've shared here as a summary. So the article which we clicked on, it took us to another page because it is provided by a different platform. So you'll be able to pick it from there. And then I can be able to also filter if I need only to access them online. If I need only books, I'll select only books, and I selected book reviews. Let me select ebooks. So if I select book reviews and ebooks, then they are here, so I'll be able to access them. Then on the right hand side of every page of every material, there's what we call a permanent link. So this link you can share with the colleagues. For example, the moment you click on it, then you can copy it and share it with the colleagues so that they can also be able to access. Then we have the citation. You can pick a citation style of your interest, depending on what your lecturers have decided for you to pick. And then you can also email this specific material. You put a message, and then you put an email for the person where you want to send the book. So that person will be able to also access the book instead of going directly into Goli. Then when we go back here, we have Uganda Legal Information Institute. I think this one is very useful, not thinking, but it's very useful for you because this is where you'll be able to find the Ugandan materials. They are free. You can access them free of charge. For example, we have the judgments. If you need to look at the judgment, if you need to look at the legislations, if you need to look at the gazettes are also uploaded there. However much we have them in print in the library. For example, the gazettes for 2025, these are ones which are so far available. There are 4 gazettes. So if you click on gazettes, I don't know whether your lecturers have introduced you to this, but you'll be able to access different gazettes. For example, ones which came out from January. This was number 3. It came out on 24th January, and it has statutory instruments. Then the one which came up in February, it has legal notices, supplements. Then the one which came up in March, it has statutory instruments, supplements, and even April statutory instruments. They have not yet uploaded for May, June, July, August, but they'll also be uploaded there. So how do you access them? For example, if I need statutory instruments, which came up in April, so I can open it in another new tab if I'm still interested on the list. Then I'll go there. It's loading a PDF. It's in English, and the statutory instrument is here. So this we have in the library, but you can also be able to download. So you can download it and have it off. So it is here. It was the statutory instrument number 37, issued on 14th April 2025, supplement 15. So you'll be able to access it from there. So if I go back here to the gazettes, if I need the gazettes for 2024, they are not too old, so I'll be able to get also ones for 2024. However much here, they only uploaded in January and March. The rest are not here, but you can get the hard copies from the library. Then if we are looking at legislations, these are also organized alphabetically. There are different legislations here. If I'm looking at Administration of Parliamentary Act, Administration of Judicial Act, Administrator General's Act, Advocate Act, there are different acts here which you can be able to access online. If I go, they are organized in alphabetical order. You can be able to access a number of them here. If I go by alphabet, then still these ones, for example, if I need let me see. Okay, let me look at the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023. but there was also the one which was for 2014. So if I look at the one for 2023, which was the latest, so I can be able to find the act here. I can be able to download it as a PDF. You can see it's Act number 6 of 2023, dated 30th May 2023. The full act is here if you need it. And then if you need to look at its plenary, if you need to look at its related practices, related offenses and penalties, miscellaneouses, and then the schedule where it was scheduled, or everything, you can be able to find it here. So you'll be in position to download. So this is also very important besides the other databases which you can be able to access. So then then if you want to look at the judgments, there are judgments from the commercial court, there are judgments from High Court, and High Court is divided. It has different divisions. You need to go to anti-corruption division, civil division, criminal division, family division, international crimes division, land division, General High Court, there's Industrial Court, there's election petition, executioners and bailiffs. Then we also have different tribunals. If you want to look at what is discussed in different tribunals, like the Uganda Human Rights Commission, the Uganda Registration Service Bureau, Tax Appeal Tribunal, Leadership Court Tribunal of Uganda. If you remember, one time we had a guest who is a leader in this tribunal. So if you need to find out more what is happening in the leadership tribunal, you can be able to go there, and then you find their publications, their number of publications until 2025. If you need what they've published in 2025, you'll find there different. For example, there is a judgment here under Inspector General of Government versus Balondamu David, Inspector General of Government versus Filton Mohindo. So these are for 2025, their latest March. Both of them are for March. I think they've not had other judgments up to now. So you'll be able to find a lot. If you need to go to Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, Constitutional Court, you find there different judgments. And then that's how you can be able to access Woolly. It has a lot of materials which will be of beneficial as far as your studies are concerned. So the Ugandan information materials, you'll be able to get them there. Maybe what we've not looked at, you'll also be able to get the answers. These are for Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. So there are different answers here. Unfortunately, they have not put their answers for 2025. The latest is 2024, and that is February, the third session, the third meeting. So the answers, you also be able to get them from here if you need to have access to them. However, you also be able to access some of the materials from the African Union and the East African Court of Justice, the East African Court of Appeal, the African Court of Human Rights and People's Rights, the African Commission on Human Rights and People's Rights, the African Union charters and treaties. All that information, you'll be able to access it through Woolly. So the materials are there. The moment you click on them, for example, the African Union legislations, you'll find them there. They're organized alphabetically, and then you'll be able to find a number of different statutes. For example, revised statute of the Pan-African University, and so many others, different protocols, different amendments. You'll be able to find them there. So even judgments from the East African Court of Justice, you'll find them. Even this year, they made judgments in March 6th, March 7th, and even most of them are for March 7th. And there are cases for Uganda, actually, Attorney General Republic of Uganda versus Chiwanuka. So these are Njuba versus Attorney General Republic of Uganda, Ola Energy Uganda Limited versus Attorney General Republic of Uganda. So the judgments are also here, which are taken to. You also get to know that how the judgments, which judgments normally take place in the East African Court of Justice. You'll be able to find them in there. So a lot is also available here. Thank you so much. I want to wish you success for your stay at Ndejje University and even accessing our resources. Please do access them as much as you can. So long as you are online, the opportunity is available. And if you face any challenge, we have a team in our law library. You can always visit, and the librarians there will be in position to help you. Thank you, Mas. Thank you so much. God bless you.